Hey folks, welcome back. This week we're gonna continue on with paint work on the bedsides. I got my brackets back from powder coat. Everything looks good there, they all fit good. I was getting ready to start on the painting and Allison said that we should add some color to the bedsides. Rather than leave it all flat gray, she thinks we ought to throw a little color at it, maybe a couple of stripes. So we got some ideas, we'll share that as that progresses. For now, I think I'll just do a little time lapse or a little high-speed video of the actual paint process this time. And yeah, we'll bring it back when we get a little color on it. There's the last of the paint on the body. Just waiting for this clear coat to flash over. It's pretty shiny now still. Once it dries, it'll be a satin finish like the rest of the truck. I think it was a good call going with a little color on it. Get these put on the truck and outside, I think it'll look really good. While I give those bed skins some time to dry, I went ahead and installed these clear marker blinker lights that I got from LMC. Blocked off the light socket hole with that sticker there. Maybe keep some of the mud and crap out of them for a little bit. Get some blanks cut out for the front fenders and the bed sides. Aside from the tail lights, the non-functioning lights will be all done up. Now what I'm referring to as far as cutting out blanks for the front fenders and the bed sides are for these marker lights here. These would be your factory front and rear marker lights. And if I were to use these, I'd have to do much like the front blinkers and block off these holes somehow so they don't get full of mud and garbage. And I don't really want to use amber on the truck anyway. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut out some aluminum ones, much like the headlights, and just bolt them on in place of this. Then I don't have to worry about any mud getting inside of them. And for the tail light, brake light assembly, I bought new ones from LMC. These are actually a little bit earlier 70s, 73 to 75-ish, I think, before they went to a one-piece. So I was actually able to just buy the lens, and I'll just bolt it on. I don't have to worry about that getting full of garbage either. So on to the router table, and we'll whittle on some aluminum. All right, while the other four are in the oven getting the powder coat baked on them, I figured we'd take a look at this blem. I was shooting to have a spare, but I run just shy of material over here. This will make a good bookmark for the kiddo. Now on the headlights, I tried to duplicate the pattern of the headlight the best I could. And on a marker light, this whole area would be more of a reflective pattern. And rather than try to duplicate that or even make it look like that, I went ahead and engraved a little Morse code on there. Anybody read Morse code? I don't. I had to Google it. These look really good here on the front. These repop bed sides leave a little to be desired. The fit isn't quite as nice as those front fenders, but the hole's filled and that was the goal. While I was at it, I cut out this aluminum fuel door to fill that hole where the factory fuel fill would be at. Trying to weld something in there in steel and then do the body work associated with that, that didn't sound like any fun at all. So this one just got a Fox billet aluminum fuel door. All right, I really need to get in there and retorque these head studs. It's not a terrible job. It's just kind of time consuming and I question the necessity of it. But I guess I just need to get in there and get it done. Besides that, it would be really stupid to wait until I got bedsides on this thing and then have to worry about retorquing the head studs. So I'll get that done and then I can get some bedsides put on this thing. I'm just gonna set you up over here, turn the time lapse on, a little bit of music and get with it. I'll time lapse the other side. This is a good opportunity to show you guys what's going on in here. So after I pull the spark plug wires out of the way and get the valve cover off, you can see I've got a stud girdle up there, set of Harlan Sharp roller rockers. Back in the nooks and crannies back there, you can see the inner head studs and nuts. Get that stuff out of the way, then we can check and see if they actually needed retorqued or not. And just like that, everything's out of the way. I've already gone ahead and run the torque wrench across all 10 of the nuts on those studs. Nothing moved with the exception of those two right there in the back. And they did move a tiny, tiny bit. It was almost more of a feel than it was actually visually watching the socket turn. But it's a good thing I'm doing it. Unfortunately, that means I don't get to skip doing the other side. This side's all back together. I got the cold lash set at 20 thousandths. Throw the valve cover back on it and I'll get started on the other side.
I wake up every single day like I'm already on my way. I pick the car up from valet. Oh, 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 let me show you how I do it. Yeah, I might be a renegade, but this is how I play the game. And I'm not doing it afraid. Oh, 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 let me show you how I do it. All day, all night, I do it big, living the life. Let's go. It's automatic in my dreams. That's right. I'm knocking it all down with ease. Oh, 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 let me show you how I do it. It doesn't matter where I am, it's gonna be a show. Let me help you.
That ain't good. Ain't supposed to be cooling in that hole. Clearly, having coolant in cylinder number 1 is a problem. I had a sneaking suspicion that I had an issue going on anyway. We're pressurizing the cooling system just a little bit under throttle, and retorquing the heads was just an attempt to maybe fix that issue. Not the case. After retorquing the heads and pressurizing the cooling system, it's filling cylinder number 1 with coolant. And that's no good at all. I took what time I needed last night to be mad about it. This morning I woke up and got to ordering parts. I have a new set of head gaskets coming. Unfortunately, it's not a shelf stock item, being big block Ford, big bore, kind of a thicker head gasket. Looks like I'll have to wait probably at least a week for that. I'm not even gonna tear into it. I'm not totally blaming the head gasket, but I'm gonna wait until I have parts on hand before I tear into that and double check it. I'm 90% sure it's a head gasket, but I'll worry about that and continue on with that when I get those parts here to dive into it. Until then, I have plenty of stuff I can work on this truck. So there's no point in being negative or dwelling on it too long. Get right back into it, work on something else. I'll dig into that next week or the week after, whenever I get some parts on hand.